All right, now I always like to peek on top of the furniture with my height advantage, and as you can see, you never know what you're gonna find. All right, it is a beautiful October morning and we are heading off to some estate sale goodness. All right, we are into development. Looks like these houses were made about the 1970s. So just a matter of finding the exact house, which I think is right around the corner here. Yeah, this is it right over here. So we're gonna get a spot and head on inside. All right, we're gonna head on over inside that gray house. Now, just so you know, this is the second day of a 2-day sale. So yesterday I had to work, so I couldn't get in here, but you know, we're just gonna have to see what's left over. So coming into the garage, this is still here because one, it's up high. Number two, it's dusty and it needs to be cleaned. So people leave this kind of stuff behind. It's probably worth around 15. The Stanley tool logo on here is definitely a selling point. Plus you have Bill Elliott on the side and Ray Everhart advertising. So that's an added plus. These hats don't always have the numbers and the names on the side, so look for that because that's an additional selling point. It still has the cardboard protector inside, so this just really needs to be cleaned up. And it's amazing if you think about it, how stuff like this prevents people from picking items up, but all you got to do is flick this stuff off and you're all set. So we'll hit this with a lint roller and we'll be good. And as you can see, this lint roller really did the trick. It looks awesome now and it is ready to list. Now, here is something you don't come across too often. This is a meter socket. And this type of thing, again, easily gets passed up because, you know, it just looks boring. It's in a, you know, plain cardboard box. And then when you open it, all you see is a piece of gray metal. But when you take it out, you'll see it's a cool piece. So there you go, it's out of the box. And if you look inside, you could see all the internal electronic components. These things sell good, and I'm gonna pick this up. I should be able to get it for a decent price here. Wow, what a find. Let's head into the basement. So inviting. Oh, it's pretty small down here. It's really small. This is one of the smallest basements I've seen. Although it does open up over here for some more stuff. All right, let's take a look around. See if anything strikes my fancy. So these dress shoes initially drew my eye because they're definitely pretty snazzy. I love this kind of style, but unfortunately there's too much cracking here in the leather, so I'm gonna pass on these. But I started looking over here, and while they're not super flashy, they are still Nikes. And these date back to 2014 and they are still desirable. So I'm gonna pick these up. They're a size 8. I mean, it's not the ideal size, so they might sit a little. I've got to clean them up, but a little bit of water and soap will clean that off really nicely. And we're gonna go for these. These unfortunately don't sell well. Sporto and a Pumas, nah. And there's like some other stuff like Fila, and there's just some other brands that there's no more Nikes, and really Nike is the main brand I'm looking for. Now they just started cracking down on resellers, but that's mostly for people who are buying brand new shoes with bots and trying to flip them fast. But for something like this, I should be okay. So I'm gonna pick these up and add them to the box. And as you can see, these are called the Air Cage Court, and they want $8 for them. All right, so I did look through this section over here, and for the most part, it's a lot of clothing brands that aren't gonna resell well, like Liz Claiborne and St. John's Bay and Izod and those kind of things, New Balance. But I did see something that was left behind, which, as a Yankees fan, you could tell this is New York Yankees, and they could see as well. So it's a size medium, which is not the most desirable. It's a size medium, which is not the most desirable size, but it'll still sell. You could see it's a zip up. It wasn't initially zipped when I found it, but I always test the zippers, because the worst thing would be you buy something like this, then take it back and find out the zipper is broken. So always make sure you test the zipper out. So nice piece though. Look it over for stains and rips and that kind of stuff. Oh, look at that. Nice sleeve on the side, 92. I love this. This is going to definitely sell. Awesome piece. So I always like to think why these things get left behind the first day. And there's a simple answer for this one. It's because it doesn't say Yankees anywhere on it. So you just have to be able to identify some of these things through other ways. A good clue on this one, by the way, is that it says Stadium Athletics on the back of it, City Series Collection. So good clue there for baseball stadium. So you could definitely see signs here that at least parts of this house were not being well maintained. You could see we have cobwebs in the corner and all sorts of bugs and rat poop and maybe insect poop littering the top of this area here. And then you could see here by the window sill, I mean, it's just a bug graveyard. So I mean, definitely some signs of age, but just interesting the things you see when you go to estate sales. All right, I think we've exhausted our search down here. Unfortunately, the Panasonic radio is not for sale, and there's nothing I see here of any value in these mostly flip-flops and flat shoes. Anyone want some Carlos Rossi Chablis? My parents used to drink Carlos Rossi. Looks like my Uncle Mike. I gotta show a picture of my Uncle Mike. The dude's a legend. All right, time to head back up the stairs.
You're fine. I don't have any money.
Oh, there's not much left over here for sure. It's pretty empty. I've sold these coconut heads before, but $7 is too much. And this looks kind of new. I like the ones that look more vintagey. Now this one's pretty interesting. Right here. Oh my gosh. Why is it every time I go somewhere I find something like this? Oh my gosh. What's the price on her? Whoa, 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 whoa. Almost dropped her. Almost dropped you. I'm sorry. Good thing I got those big hands to hold you with right there. All right, I'll tell you what, there's no price on her. So we're gonna grab her. Oh my God. Oh gosh. I saw these hats before. She brought them out to me when she saw me looking at the racing hat, but they're mostly Cape May hats, and these are not going to sell well. They're just pretty boring. As you could see, these people really loved Cape May. So nice area, but you know, for $10, this is not something on my reselling target list. Over here, this is a nice little room. You know, hang out, relax. I told you they really like the beach. That's pretty interesting. I like the netting that they have up there. That's pretty neat. But I would have painted this room blue or something, right? I guess it's beach themed in a way because it's sandy, and who knows what kind of pictures they had up here that might have made it feel more like a beach. But yeah, I would have changed these out. The valances, I would have made those. Did I impress you there? I said valances. But yeah, nothing here to resell. All right, let's head on out. And no, I have no interest in this freaky doll with no face. What is going on with this thing? This place is starting to freak me out. All right, let's explore the kitchen area and beyond. Dun, dun, dun. Some stuff in here to look at. And some creepy dolls. And there's also an upstairs to check out. All right, let's explore a little more. This mug is hilarious. Look at this. I must be old, even my mug has wrinkles. That's so cool. It only sells for like 10, 11 bucks though, so I'm gonna pass on it, but I just thought that was hilarious. So on the kitchen table, there are these 2 boxes with jewelry and watches on them. Most of it's pretty cheap stuff, so I left it behind. Very flimsy, kind of plasticky type of items, but I did pick up these 2 brooches. These Easter egg ones, look for them. Mrs. Primetime flips these, believe it or not, for like 15 bucks. So if you get them for like 50 cents, you know, it's a good pickup. And anything with a snowman on it, Frosty the Snowman, perfect time of year for something like this. So I'll grab this for her as well. Can't miss for 50 cents. So always look for holiday brooches. They're always good sellers. All right, so when walking into this room, what really stands out is this giant Santa Claus. It's a fabric Santa on wooden base, and it has the original box. Now the box is beat up, it's stained, it's indented, and it's also not that strong. But they're only asking $30 for it. I was thinking about it, but I'm gonna pass on it because someone has this exact one online right now for $130. And when you consider the size of it, it's gonna need to be double boxed. And we're talking about a really big box here. It's just not worth it for me. If it was worth hundreds, you know, I definitely would grab it. And I can't take the chance of waiting for the other one to sell and then holding on to something this bulky and then maybe pricing this up more. So that's why I passed on that one. But it's definitely a good price for, you know, just having that around the house if you want it for your own decoration. Now, speaking of decorations, this really jumps out to me because of the nice vintage look of the Santa. This is one of my favorite types of ways that Santa is depicted, with these really, you know, bulbous cheeks that almost are the size of his nose. I just love the look on it. Now this is a tree topper, so if you separate the beard hair on the bottom, you could see this would slide right onto the pole. So they are asking $25 for this, and I'm hoping I could get this lower since it's the second day. And there's not an exact comp for this, but I'm thinking I could safely price this time of year, so it's mid-October, and probably get $50 for it. So that's my goal. So we're gonna grab Santa. And Santa, I've got a little friend for you down here. She might be a little bit naughty, I'm gonna warn you, but let's get you out of the sunshine there, Santa. All right, there you go. Meet. I don't even know what to call her. There you go. Here you go. Corrupting Santa Claus right here on the Primetime Treasure Hunter YouTube channel. All right, so that's the room we were just in. So this is the room directly across. It's mostly a bunch of generic, you know, holiday stuff, Easter, some other Christmas stuff, but not stuff that's gonna sell well. Even this Telco small fry, it, you know, doesn't sell for much at all. You're lucky if you could even get that price out of it. This is something I was thinking of because I love to source throws, especially ones with the fringed edges like that. It's just, it's not big enough for the $5 price tag on it because I source giant ones. Here, let me open this up. Here we go. So, I mean, it's pretty small overall compared to most throws that I get. It's not tiny, but they're gonna pass on it. There's another room up here, but this is mostly the exercise room, so there's really nothing in here. Sourcing wise, yeah, it's pretty bare. An old beat up drum set, but you know, massaging cushion chair, but nothing we could realistically get. All right, and then there's one last room over here. Looks like there's some luggage back there. We'll see what else, some linens and things. All right, so check this out. This is pretty neat, actually. Probably was really cool when it was functioning properly, but this was an area where they had a hot tub. And let's take a look underneath this leather thing here. Oh my God, look at that. There's bugs in the water. There's still water in here. Oh, and the smell. Oh, look at that. Back there too. Whoa. Oh, I wish you could, well, actually, you don't want to smell this. Oh, it's so gross. Look at the floor. It's just, man, it's just in disrepair. It really is. There's really nothing in here I could see to source. I looked through some of these clothes. It's a bunch of old clothes that don't have any like name brands on them or anything like that. All right, now I always like to peek on top of the furniture with my height advantage. And as you can see, you never know what you're gonna find, including a teeth mold. So with that, I'd say, let's head on out of here. All right, well, that was an interesting negotiation. Sorry I couldn't record it, but the situation I was in, there was really no way I could position the phone so that I could capture all of it. But basically what happened is they took out the meter and they said to the guy who was helping out with the sale, how much should we charge for the meter? And the guy says, well, you don't come across these meter boxes too often. And I'm thinking to myself, yep, I actually just said that in my YouTube video. So he's like, well, you know, I'm thinking like $54. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I could flip it probably for 100, but I can't be in it for 54. So I'm like, I can't do that. So he's like, well, what could you do? So I said, well, I don't know. Let's look at the pricing for everything else. And so they started to look at all the other items, and that includes the Santa Claus. And they came to a price of $19, which led to a little bit of a dispute between two of the women estate sale dealers, because one wanted to sell that Santa head for $25. The other one was like, well, you know, I would just put a few bucks on it. And so the one who said sell it for $25, she just walked out of the room and said, all right, you deal with it. So total price of everything besides the meter box came to $19. And then she said, well, let's do everything for $50. And I kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit. You know, I did my sigh thing. And then she threw out $45. And I said, all right, I'll do it for $45. And the guy who was sitting there at the table, he's like, I knew it. He goes, I knew you would do it for $45. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, this is like American Pickers. And that's what it was like. So I hope to get the $45 back from just the Santa, and then the meter box will all be profit and all of the other items. So that's the logic going into it. And so it was a little interesting there at the table, but that's the advantage, by the way, when you're picking, of bringing a bunch of items up there that don't actually have a price on it. And that helps with being able to make that negotiation, including if it's on the second day. Because one of the things I was likely going to bring out if I couldn't get a deal with that meter box is to say that meter box would probably be sitting here at the end of the day. So, and I just wanted to move it. Oh, and I forgot to show you, here is the $45 receipt. All right, well, we are heading over, as you can see from that sign there, exit 7, to the good old New York State Fairgrounds, which you can see over there to the right. Yes, the New York State Fair is held here every year. It has just passed last month, but they hold events there throughout the year. And what they have now is a toy and collectible fest. So we are gonna head over there for that. I know Chris from Crispy's Toys and Treasures is set up there, and who knows what else that we'll find, but let's go over and check it out. All right, here we are, the Grand New York State Fairgrounds, and now we just have to find the entrance to this place. All right, there we go. There's a sign for Toy Fest. All right, let's get parked. All right, I found the entrance. It's right here in this building. So let's head on in there. I've heard that there's 110 tables worth of stuff, and the space for it is sold out. So should be interesting. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff in here. Massive inside here. So I'll look around, and you know, if I come across a particular table, something of interest that I want to show you, I will. But my gosh, I'm just gonna explore. All right, so no surprise, I'm starting over here at the comic book area, and I came across some good comics in here that I want to pick up, either for myself or also for a Whatnot auction. So I love this one, this weird Wonder Tales number 13. Just love this monster cover, nice old issue. Sergio Aragon's my favorite, or one of my favorite comic artists for non-superheroes. I'd say my favorite for non-superheroes. He did Groot and Wanderer. I love this Strange Adventures, nice Silver Age book right here. So definitely gonna grab that one. And then we've got a nice Marvel team up. Looks like it's a nice shape with Spider-Man on it. Nice old 20 center. And early in the run, number 7. And also really nice Godzilla book, number 8, early in the run as well. Prices are fair, and maybe I get a little bit off making a combined deal on them. So we're gonna grab all these. So there is one more box, and I found a couple more things to add to my stack. This is a nice little stack of old Avengers comics for $5. So definitely gonna grab this. And then I like this Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 92 with Black Cat. Anything with Spider-Man in the black alien costume and Black Cat on it is definitely desirable, and only $3, so we're gonna add that to the pile. All right, so adding all those up, it would have came to $28, but he gave me a little deal for $25, so I'm happy for that stack of comics for that price. That's good. All right, so I was just over here in this area picking through these different comics, and I wound up getting a nice little stack for $20. So I'll show you what I just picked up. So for any price you see here, I got it for half off. I wound up getting a bunch of Spider-Man stuff because Spider-Man really is just such a consistent top seller. This is very appealing. If you ever see anything that basically displays the price box and the title as if it's been shattered or broken, they're collectors that collect titles just like that. So that's why I picked that one up. And then any Spider-Man covers basically where he's wearing this black costume, again, very desirable. This one has the appearance of a Tuma in it, so that is why I picked up this one. This is a nice, desirable book now. And just a bunch more. This one is Spider-Man going against Daredevil in the black costume, and they're in terrific condition. Any Mary Jane cover. People ask me in my Whatnot auctions all the time, do you have a Mary Jane cover issue? So sells really well. And then you have Peter Parker and J. Jonah Jameson. It's awesome. Dr. Octopus, any famous villains, especially if it's hovering over you know, your hero, like Spider-Man, you know, on the ground, victorious over them. A lot of people love stuff like that, and it's an early issue in the run. So, like all these I got for like $2 a piece, although this one was technically $3, but again, everything was for $20, so I got a good price for all this stuff. This one has Spider-Woman on it, so that's awesome, and some bad guys. This one has a lot of bad guys on the cover. That's another thing I look for, like covers with a lot of different bad guys, because it just displays better for people. Nice early annual, number 2. Has a little chipping on it, but that's okay since it's an early annual and also has first appearance in it, so that's cool. Another classic cover, Spidey in the black costume just being overwhelmed by the enemy there, and here's another old Web of Spider-Man issue. So I start these off at $2 in my Whatnot auction, and you know, they generally should sell for higher than that. If not, you know, someone's going to get a great deal. But come on over and check out my Whatnot auctions. They are a lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna head into this area back here. This area is likely an area where people pay less for their booths as opposed to up where I just was, which is more of a premium area. So there may be a better opportunity for some deals over in these spots. All right, so I think these are dollar comics, right?
Yeah, these are. This
So-
is not. This one's 2.
Oh, I thought it said $1 on it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but these are $1, right? I can't
Right.
pass up Woody Woodpecker. Adventures of Bob's Big Boy, or Big Boy. Yosemite Sam. Another Woody Woodpecker. Howard the Duck. This was also from the $1 pack.
Okay.
So then these were in this box here. So we got 3 Barack Obama Amazing Spider-Man variants.
Yeah, these are not $1.
Yeah. But I was just wondering what the bulk. Then you got 3 Mad magazines here. So 1, 2, 3. So 2.
Well, these are 10.
3.
I'll give you the Mads for 10 a piece. It'd be 30.
10 a piece?
Yeah.
Okay, what about these?
Those would be 7 a piece.
7 a piece?
Right.
Okay. Alright. I think I'll go with these here. I like this little stock here.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright?
How many you got there?
I don't know. 1, 2, so like $5? 5?
3. Yeah, okay, 5.
Okay, $5. Thanks, man. All right, Star Wars fans, let me know if you know anything about these, because the guy who's selling them does not. He just picked them up somewhere. He said he knows nothing about them. They definitely look vintage to me. I mean, I've handled a lot of these old signs before, and they even have a number on the bottom, like that's number 405. This one here is number 404. You could tell it has the proper fading for this being decades old. So it could even come from the late 70s, early 80s is what I'm guessing. So I'm gonna pick them up. I can't find any other examples of these online anywhere. This one's number 403. So I'm gonna have to do some research, but I definitely think this is incredible. This is probably something that just doesn't come up often. Wow. Oh my gosh, I think this is the find of the day. Find of the freaking day. Amazing. So I've been picking out some more comic books, as you can see here. Like I got a bunch of Silver Surfers. These are gonna be $1 a piece, and probably a little less once I do a bulk deal. Shout out to Eric Rocks. He loves these kind of comics, so I put them on Whatnot. So this would be a great deal for these. And then I got this X-Men Unlimited #1, which will probably go on my #1 issue show. Give me 100 #1 issues, but check this out. Start to look at this one. Look at this. All right, she's definitely going in the stack for sure. And I picked a few more out of the dollar box. So, nice Spider-Man and a Dragonlance. All right, so that was 15 comics for 15 bucks. All right, so I'm here with Mr. Crispy. He's set up down there. He's got his booth and everything. But I found something, and I want him to see what we discovered earlier. So, Mr. Crispy, pull these out right here, all right?
Okay.
And I want to see your reaction.
Oh, shut up! You did not. Yep. Are you going to tell the story about your rock and roll ones now?
People will know that. What do you think?
That's pretty cool.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No, I haven't.
Right? I think they got to be one-offs. I think they were published by like an independent printer for some kind of event or something. But those are going to frame up nice. I mean,
Yeah, those are really cool.
I have not done any research on it yet beyond just there's none on eBay or anything. I can't find any online, but
No, those are cool. Those are nice.
what do you think? What do you think those would go for?
I'd probably do at least 100 a piece.
Yeah, that's crazy. I got all three for 25.
Good deal.
Yeah, that's the find of the day, man. All right, follow my man Crispy's. Is it still Crispy's Toys or is it Crispy's?
It is. No,
Crispy's Toys on Whatnot.
Yeah, Crispy's Toys and Whatnot.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. He's got lots of comic stuff coming up too, so
Indeed.
not just toys.
Indeed.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so while I was talking to Chris, you saw there was a guy behind him who was counting up a bunch of comic books that I purchased from him. So I'll show you what I picked up. All right, I picked up some Secret Wars 2. So I always tell you to look out for anything Secret Wars. Fantastic Four, anything with the character Kang, because he is going to be huge in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nice old fantasy masterpieces with Silver Surfer, number 2. Very nice condition. Any Wonder Woman comic books, folks, by George Perez, definitely pick them up. They're always good sellers. These will all go on my Whatnot auctions. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Always like to look for those. All these I got for $2 or less, except for this one book. This is the only one I pay a little more for, $3, because it's a nice, thick Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. This one was 50 cents. Anything without a bag and a board is 50 cents. And a bunch of #1 issues, some horror stuff that I like. Clive Barker's another title to look for. People always tell me, I don't know what to look for comics. I don't know what to look for. These are good ideas. Stuff with horror themes tend to sell well. The last one I'm going to show you is the craziest cover, but hey, what could I tell you? Some things in comics are crazy. Oh my God. Now all the people who clicked off of my video because they don't want to see comic books, well, you know what? Maybe they're going to be happy that they didn't see that. There's some things you just can't take out of your memory, and that's probably going to be one of them. Oh my goodness. Well, it was a fun day for me, even though it was a toy fest. I didn't pick up any toys. I picked up a bunch of comic books. I got all those. That stack right there, I got them all for $35. The highlight back there is the Star Wars posters. So I can't wait to do some more research on that and put them on eBay. So it's going to be a lot of fun also. So again, hit me up and let me know in the comments what your favorite item was. I don't know how many are going to say the Poison Elves book, but it'd be interesting if you do. Anyway, everybody, hope you had some laughs. Hope you were thoroughly entertained. And hopefully you learned a few things along the way too. I'll see you back at the next one, everyone. Take care.